back to Living Life
in Between.
I'm Chloe.
I'm Brianna.
And I'm Molly.
And today we're going to be diving into some affordable hobbies that you could fit into your college schedule that won't break the bank. So starting off, I just want to ask you guys, what are your hobbies that you're into right now?
So my biggest hobby is crocheting. I have a shirt on right now.
I was going to say, it looks so cute.
Thank you. So that's my main one. On the side, I like to just paint or make bracelets. Just anything crafty I love. And I guess if you count cooking, that too.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I have a lot of them. I would say the ones I'm consistent about, though. So I play the piano, which is really fun, and I used to practice all the time, and I've gotten very bad about it. So sorry, Miss Jennifer, if you're watching this. I'll go practice tonight just for you. And then I really enjoy photography, doing anything creative, though. Like, I love doing, like, arts and crafts. I really like scrapbooking, collaging, all that kinds of stuff. And then anything outdoors. So I like hiking, I like swimming, I like rock climbing. You know, I can kind of, like, get into anything, but there's a few things I stick with.
Yeah, definitely. I do skateboarding. I feel like I've talked about that before. I play like bass and guitar sometimes.
I didn't know that. That's so cool.
Yeah. Y'all can start a band.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like not great at it, but it's super fun. I do like to cook sometimes, but I'm kind of bad at it. But yeah, I can't think of anything else. But
Okay. Very well-rounded group.
Yeah,
here.
it's like all over the place. That's always fun.
yeah, so I also wanted to talk about how important having a hobby is in college or in anything. It's in between like a busy schedule and everything. It's important to like have time to relax and have a break from like lectures and everything. So I don't know how to like talk about this, but I think it's important that you give yourself a break and your hobbies shouldn't cause you any extra stress on top of that. So it's important to choose a hobby that you have fun doing it, that could fit in your schedule, and that doesn't cause you any stress.
Yeah. So it's basically like an outlet from all of the obligations that you have in your life.
I feel like, too, like, sometimes hobbies are, like, very high energy, but I always find the ones I enjoy the most are, like, very calming, very relaxing. Like, I know some people that do, like, extreme sports as their hobby, and I'm like, I cannot imagine, like, getting through a long day and being like, you know what I'm going to go do? I'm going to go free climb something. I'm like, oh, my goodness, that's terrifying. And so I definitely agree, like, it should definitely be something that's very calming and therapeutic, something that you can kind of escape from. So I think that's why so many of us, especially like in our generation, enjoy doing hobbies where we're like working with our hands away from a screen. Because I feel like everything we do is either on our phones or on our computers. So it's fun to just be like, I'm going to use paper to do something. Yeah. Or I'm going to crochet or knit or sew. Like all these things that like, you know, people kind of moved away from. But it's funny because we're all going back to it now.
Yeah. It's also just because as you get older, you don't really have that many opportunities, like in work life or in school, to be creative. So I feel like a lot of us pick up on hobbies because you don't have anywhere else to like put in that creative energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even just like do something that you want to do.
You
know, because like you go to work and you have to do whatever your boss tells you, and then you go to school and you have to make an assignment. So it's just like, I want to do something. So.
Definitely. I agree that a lot of hobbies are like physical things now.
Yeah.
Like either you're going for a walk or something, or you're like physically writing something or drawing or reading or whatever. So another question for you guys. What is a hobby that you've tried and realized wasn't for you?
So I feel like I touched on this before, but I did skateboard for a little bit. And I realized it wasn't for me whenever I hurt myself for the first time, actually trying to drop in for the first time. And for whatever reason, I'm trying not to fall forward, so then I fall back. Luckily, I didn't hit my head, but I really hit my tailbone really badly. And it was sore for like a month. And I had scratches too, and I was like, I just can't do this. It's not for me.
No.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I remember the first time I dropped in, I did like the same exact thing. Like everybody's just like lean forward, and I just like took my foot off and did the splits.
Oh.
No. It was so bad.
Yeah.
I think that's like an easier said than done thing. You know?
Yeah, like it doesn't look that scary.
Yeah.
Like I was literally watching probably a 7-year-old girl do it, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I got this, and everybody was hyping me up. So I go up there, and I tried like 3 times.
Yeah.
All the times I failed.
I feel like kids are fearless. It's crazy to watch them do stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I coach swim team, and a big thing is like when they learn to dive off of the blocks instead of off the side of the pool. And at our pool, the blocks are like pretty high up, like off the water, like maybe 3 feet. And so like little kids will just go for it. They'll jump in and they'll belly flop, and they're like, I don't care, it's fine. But the older kids are like so scared and so nervous, but like those kids, they're like, whatever.
In my opinion,
I'll drop in. You know,
I just think they're just closer to the ground. So
that's true.
That's really all it is. So don't feel bad.
Plus, like, do you ever think about how often kids get hurt? Like,
Very often.
and they're fine.
Yeah.
They like just regenerate and move on. But I'm like, dude, if I like fell down at this stage of my life,
It would be over.
I'd be out of commission for a week.
Yeah.
They
Week
have
or
like
two.
soft bones or something. Like they just
Yeah.
bounce off the ground and they're fine.
Maybe that actually is right though, because like they're less developed.
There you go.
So like bouncy balls, they don't break.
Yeah.
But like if it's like a glass ball, more hard, it can just crack.
There you go. It's
Yeah.
like their body's still making like stem cells and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're like mini Wolverines, I think. They just
Yeah.
heal so quick.
Exactly.
But it is funny to watch them do that. I don't know. I would say hobbies. I tried to be a little skater girl for a while there, and it was similarly not for me because I was like fine, and I longboarded with my friends.
Yeah.
But then I'd like fall off my longboard once, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm done for the week. And I wouldn't get back on because it hurts so bad.
Yeah.
Like you're never
Yeah.
ready for it. But I do love ripsticking. That was my jam.
What's that?
You've never heard of a ripstick?
No way.
Are you serious?
What?
It's like the little thing where your feet go sideways and you like swivel,
Sideways.
kind of like that.
Yeah. It's
I
like,
don't think I ever tried that.
Really?
No.
It's so much easier than skateboarding. But
Okay.
I don't think so. That's
Really?
so hard. You have to like move your hips and everything.
that's
like,
why, like,
That's tough.
I don't know. I like, to this day, I can hop on one and I won't stop until like I choose to stop.
I've
It's
never
like,
even seen that.
are you serious?
No.
Okay, I'll bring a ripstick next week. We're gonna teach Brianna how to ripstick. That would be so good.
We can go live. And
There we
do
go.
your-
Brianna learns how to ripstick. That would be so
Yeah.
iconic. Yeah, but I don't know. Other than that, probably I tried embroidery for a while.
Oh yeah.
And like I can still do it, but now I just don't have like the time or patience.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like I love it and I love making it happen.
Yeah.
But then it's like you work for an hour and you get like this much done.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it depends on how intricate you want to make it.
there you go. That's true.
If you do like basic flowers, then that's
Yeah.
fine.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Chloe?
I would say rock climbing. We were talking about it earlier, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the upper arm strength to like hold myself up or like do any
Yeah.
of that. And I just hate like being so high in the air. Like and for bouldering, I'm scared like I'm just gonna like fall off and like break my bones or something. Like I did it one time and it's just not for me. So
Have y'all ever broken a bone before?
I always hate to say this out loud. Knock on our wooden table, but I have not. I mean, I've broken my toe twice, but that like doesn't count, you know? Have you guys?
I mean, I don't really remember, but when I was like 2 or something, I stuck my hand in a treadmill. I don't know if
sister did that.
I don't know if my fingers broke, but I have like these scars where you can see like how big my bones were.
oh my gosh.
I don't know if they were broken though. I just know something happened, and I had a
Yeah.
cast on my arm.
My little
Wow.
sister
Yeah.
shoved her fingers into a moving treadmill.
Yeah, me too. So we basically got the same injury.
That's crazy.
That's
What are
crazy.
the odds? I've never heard of that before.
Really?
No.
I mean, like when you think about a treadmill and you think about little kids.
Like,
Oh,
oh,
like-
this is cool.
Yeah.
Something's bound to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. I remember I got in trouble for it because I was supposed to be watching her, and I was like, I didn't tell her to put her fingers in the treadmill. It was so funny.
Yeah, from what I hear, my mom said it was her fault because she was on the treadmill, but she was on the phone, so I guess she wasn't really paying attention. And then she
so
just
scary.
saw.
Oh, well, hey, you still have 2 working fingers
Yeah,
there,
so
so
that's good.
it's good.
And it's a cool story, even though I don't really remember.
Yeah, it's
but
a good
it
one. I
happened.
know how I got these scars.
That's
Yeah.
good. Good you don't remember that.
Yeah.
What's it?
Yeah.
What's like one hobby you guys used to do in the past that you wish you could get back into, or like one that you miss doing, or?
I mean, I guess gaming. I used to be a gamer girl.
Okay, what'd you play?
Minecraft.
There you go.
Sims. Any virtual world.
Yeah.
I was on it all the time. Call of Duty.
Yeah.
A lot of different games, but I just don't really have the time for it anymore.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have my occasional like Animal Crossing phase, and then I have to focus on school again. So it would just be nice to have the time to really play games and just relax again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do like dance classes.
Okay.
Like ballroom dancing, like salsa and
I
like
did
all of
that
that
too.
stuff. It was so fun, but it just got to be like so expensive.
Yeah.
I would
For no
love to
reason.
do that. Yeah, exactly. Like just tell me how to do it. Like I'll watch a YouTube video or something. But,
Yeah. Those are always so fun. I did that in like middle school and high school. And it was so fun to like get to know people. But then they'd be like, "That'll be $60 for tonight's class." And they would feed you like a slice of cardboard pizza, and you're like, "What? Where's this money going to?" It's crazy. I'd say for me, like for a very brief stint, I did like aerial silks, which was so fun, and I loved it. And then what?
Because you always say things I don't know what you're talking about.
Is it like with like in the
ribbons,
circus?
basically
Kind
hanging
of,
from the
and then they like
wrap
like,
around,
and then they'll like fall and stuff
okay.
like that. I never did anything that impressive.
Whoa.
I did like beginners classes, and I went to like a month of them because they were free. And then afterwards you had to pay for them, and then it got really expensive. And so I was like,
that's when they get you in.
that's when they were like, come do it with us for a month. And
So
I remember
that's when you're like hanging from it, like you
hold
climb
on
up.
to it, right?
yeah, like you hold on to it, and then you like wrap it around your legs and your arms, and then you like put yourself in different holds, and then you like drop, and then you like unravel in ways.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I never did like super big drops, so I only ever dropped like a few feet.
Okay,
But
that's
most
so
of
cool.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
That
Honestly,
seems like a good workout too.
Yeah, it must have taken a lot of arm strength.
it did. I don't think I could do it now, but younger Mollie, she was on it, so that's crazy.
Yeah, I did figure skating too for like a little
That's
bit.
so cool.
That's always my
when I was
dream.
little.
I want to be the ice princess.
Me too.
Yeah. I thought it was so cool. But then I moved here and it was just like just stopped. But it was so fun.
Where did you used to live?
I lived in New York.
Okay.
Well, there's an ice skating rink nearby. It's like 5 minutes away. And I go there like in the winter time, but it's open all year round. And they have like figure skating times and like public skating.
I'll have to do that. I love skating so much, but I'm like so bad at it now. Like it's been so long.
You do a different kind of skating now.
Yeah.
There you go.
Exactly.
It's the figure skater to skateboarder pipeline.
Yeah.
There you go. You got to be careful. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any ideas for budget-friendly hobbies to try?
I guess if we're talking about free, you can learn how to dance through YouTube, like you said. You can look up like specific types. I was trying to learn how to swing dance with my boyfriend at some point, and I mean, it worked for the most part. So that's one that you can do.
I would say like most all hobbies you can do for cheap, which is kind of the nice thing. Like I think a lot of times people get intimidated. Like photography is a big one. It's very expensive to like buy a camera and buy all the lenses and all the gear, but like you can take some pretty good pictures on a phone or even on like a cheaper camera. So it's like you can kind of get involved with hobbies with what you have and what's available without breaking the bank, you know?
Yeah.
But I would say like anything you can go do outside. Hiking is free unless you're like going somewhere crazy or spending the night on the trail. So that's always fun. A lot of arts and crafts stuff is not that expensive. Like you can get into like you can make it expensive, but
it doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to be. You know, like if you're just looking for some low commitment to try out different hobbies, I would definitely recommend that. Like if you're like, I'm kind of into photography, don't drop like $4,000 on a camera. Try it out with some other stuff first. You know, don't. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and at least at our school at KSU, they do have a lot of events where they do arts and crafts, like paint and sips, or like they have crafty corners. I've been there a couple times, and that's cool, and it's free, and they get all the supplies for you.
Yeah, so if you're like enrolled somewhere, like try out their they're free events and everything, so you get to like learn what you like and what you want to put money into or continue doing in the future.
Yeah. What about you? What are your favorite cheap hobbies?
Yoga is really cheap.
Yeah.
You don't really need anything. You could just like watch a YouTube video. You don't even need a mat or anything. Exercising, like running, dancing, like you said, cooking. Sometimes, I agree with what you said, you could just use the things that you already have.
Yeah.
Like your phone. If you're into like filmmaking or YouTube or whatever, like you can film yourself on your phone and then eventually upgrade.
Yeah.
But you'd be surprised at how many things you could actually do like with the things that you already have.
And the funny thing is, like over spring break, I was trying to take pictures of the stars. And like my camera can't even take a good picture. But I was a Samsung ambassador like last semester. Yeah. So I pulled out my little Z Flip. And then it can stand up on its own. Yeah. And I just took a picture of the sky and it looks so good.
I saw that. It was so pretty.
Yeah. So yeah, your phone can do really good these days.
You know, like, and especially now, the lenses they're putting on those things.
Yeah.
They're crazy. I'm like, I'll take a picture with my DSLR and then a picture with just portrait mode on my phone. And I'm like, barely any difference.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think there was like a movie filmed on an iPhone like a couple years ago.
Oh, really?
It was like on iPhone 6 or something.
Yeah.
Like they've been good like for so long.
Yeah.
I would say like when you're choosing a hobby, like I said before, like understand your schedule, understand how much you need to invest in it, if anything, and make sure it's not like impeding on your work or your school or anything like that, and you like it. So.
Oh, I have one thing we can talk about.
Yeah.
So what is a hobby that you would be interested in getting into if you had the time, whatever it is?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like the concept of having time. I'm like, wow, maybe I'd like sleep, you know, relax a little bit.
Nice hobby.
I'm kidding. Yeah. Honestly, me and my sisters have been trying to get into crocheting, which I'm like, give me your wisdom. But like, that's like such a fun thing because you can make so many cute things. Because I feel like for a long time it was like, oh, like I saw like everything.
Grandmas.
Yeah, exactly. Like only grandmas would crochet, and everything that was crocheted kind of looked like grandma clothes. But like, especially like the stuff that she makes, and I've seen everyone making now and wearing. I'm like, this is so cute. Like, I love it. So probably crocheting, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like I'm terrible at crocheting, but I would love to sew.
Yeah.
Like I have a sewing machine. It's just so hard to find time to be like, I'm gonna sit down and do this. But definitely like sewing and like making clothes and things like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing as you. So I had a sewing machine, it's still at my house, but ever since like the thread came out of the needle, I was just like, I'm not gonna keep doing
It's like the longboard. You're quitting and walking away.
So I'm like, it's over for me, but maybe I'll pick it up if I have the time and the patience.
Take it to Joanne's. Like, can you fix it, please?
Yeah. I mean, I can't fix it. I just know it'll probably keep happening, and I don't feel like dealing with it.
Rethreading the machine gets me every time. It's just like, why do I have to do this?
Yeah. But it is cool to make your own clothes, though, because I know a few people who do sew their own clothes, and I'm like,
wow.
It's
so
cool.
Good.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Like, I can't imagine just being like, oh my gosh, I want that. I see it, it's cute, and then just making it.
Yeah.
Those people, I'm like, wow, I'm in awe.
Yeah.
They're so cool.
Yeah, and like for me, it's kind of similar to crochet, except it's like a fraction of the time because like we still have the little patterns, but we have to like make it ourselves and like shape the things with our stitches. But with sewing, you just like draw out the pattern and you just cut it out and sew it together, and that's it. So I'm like, I should invest the time to learn how to do it.
I think you'd be good at it. You have like the
She's got the
hand
eye.
coordination.
Yeah, thank you. I'll try. Maybe after I graduate.
Yeah.
I think like you touched on it a minute ago, but setting boundaries between like hobbies and the rest of your work to do, that can be really tricky. Because there have definitely been times where I've like it's not like an obsession, but it's like I'll get really into a hobby and that's like all I want to do and like all I can think about, you know? And so it's just like you have to be careful that you don't let that get in the way of like work and school and whatever else you're doing because it can take over really quickly.
It's a constant struggle.
Yeah, I think especially any hobby that's on a screen. So like I know video games can be like that, TV shows, but you know anything can be. So I remember I used to know this, like I had this friend, and anytime he was done with school, immediately he's home and he's playing video games. And then he would play video games like all night until like 4 a.m. And then he'd sleep for an hour and go back to school. And I'm just like, that's
crazy.
unhealthy, actually.
Yeah.
I say that's crazy, but I'll do like the same thing with like, skateboarding.
Yeah.
Or like anything else. Just like spend hours doing it and be like, oh my gosh, where has time gone?
Oh, yeah.
But
It flies.
yeah. Well, thank you for tuning in. This is Living Life
In between.
Bye.
Bye.